Recently, we talked about movies and merchandising, and that is impossible to bring up without mentioning Star Wars. Star Wars absolutely changed the way movies were produced and marketed. It created a formula that has been repeated multiple times in the nearly 50 years since the movie was made. This is something generations of people have grown up with, and it's fascinating seeing the patterns, the same products and behaviors decades apart, people still lining up, packing movie theaters, buying toys, trying to recapture that magic, the hype, excitement, that nostalgia. It's part of the marketing now. You remember this, the classic. It was your childhood. Now you can pass it on, share it with your own children. Advertising that appeals to your memories. That is what we're going to be talking about today on the Videocast. Advertising algorithms and how the past is used to sell. Mostly focusing on pop culture here. So movies, music, games, retail, all the normal stuff we talk about. As always, I'm your host Brian, and this video is made possible thanks to our patrons over at patreon.com/pixportraits. That's how you can support us here for just $5 a month, get access to dozens of exclusive videos, as well as digital copies of my book, The Nostalgia Economy, which is all about collecting and selling nostalgia. We also have t-shirts, physical copies. I'll post links in the description. Please consider supporting us if you can. Best thing you can do though is like this video, watch it, share it, tell a friend. That helps out a lot. Now, before we get into specific examples, I'd like to give a little bit of time to social programming, which I know sounds heavy, but is a totally normal part of our lives. We are conditioned to like the things that we like based on demographics, where we live, our culture, how we identify, how much money we make, that's a big one. All of these contribute to our experience and shape who we are. Advertisers know this. They have access to decades worth of data on consumer habits that has only become more and more sophisticated as technology has advanced. They know what you buy, what else you buy, when you buy it, where you were, who you were with, what else you did that day, what else you bought. All of this forms a consumer profile, your identity, and that's very lucrative to advertisers because they can use it to sell you more stuff. Are you a sports fan who's into photography? They can produce a commercial that appeals directly to this intersection of interests, targeting you and people with the same interests as you. This also extends to memories. We have a video on the false reality advertising creates through the lens of nostalgia. Do you remember is a very powerful motivator and marketing tool. We see it whenever something from the past has an anniversary, be it 10, 20, 30 years ago. For a brief period, it gets brought back into the mainstream. People make posts about it, the algorithm picks it up, and we all collectively revisit it. Nostalgia has always been a thing, obviously, but this constant reevaluating, revisiting, analyzing, breaking down, contextualizing is a very modern thing. The nature of making content, I've contributed to this, but it completely warps whatever memories existed before. This thing, it's a forgotten classic, it's totally overrated, it's problematic, it's misunderstood, you couldn't make it today. You could, and it's still being sold to you. The more provocative the take, the more traction it gets, the more it gets pushed. Algorithms thrive on negativity because so do we. I've said it before, but we are the algorithm. Whatever we are seeing is a reflection of who we are because we are the ones manipulating it. We click, we watch, we must like it. Here's more. That consumer profile includes your assumed age and everything that comes with that, like your assumed memories. It knows if you were born in the mid-80s or early 90s, there's a chance you may identify or respond to something, judging by the period of life you're in. I myself am a textbook millennial. Over the past decade or so, a lot of things from my past have come back. Bands from my adolescence go on tour and play entire albums live. That album, the one you know them for, the one you remember, classic. Nosebleed seats cost $500, but for one night, it can be $2,005 again. I've enjoyed aging and seeing things from my childhood or when I was younger embraced by younger people. I recently attended one of the 25th anniversary Dogma screenings, Dogma Resurrected, and waiting in line for that was a wild experience, demographically speaking. I was a Kevin Smith fan in high school, which was admittedly after his peak, but he had a huge influence over my demographic, slackers, nerds, film dudes. He helped bring a lot of that into the mainstream, for better or worse. Waiting in line, there were people older than me who would have experienced his golden age as it happened, and there were a lot of people younger than me, some of which were not even alive during that period when the movie was made. I could see a part of myself in every one of them. Thanks to archivists and technology, these kids, or anyone, can immerse themselves in the past and simulate what it was like being the target demographic when the movie was released. You can watch multiple trailers, TV spots, news reports talking about the movie, media appearances promoting it, hyping it up, in theaters now, and then go see it in a theater like it was 1999. This is the closest you're going to get to time travel. Another example, EB Games. I've talked about my history with EB before. I worked there in high school, video game retailer. Started as an American company, but growing up here in Canada, this was the video game store, electronics boutique, and then EB Games. It merged with GameStop nearly 2 decades ago at this point, but all the stores remained EB Games until they were rebranded GameStop a few years ago. Recently, GameStop Canada was sold to a Quebec toy maker, who is now rebranding all the stores back to EB Games. They rushed to have this done before the Switch 2 came out, and really leaned into history and nostalgia. It's being presented as this return to greatness, a friendship rekindled. Spoiler, everyone hated EB Games for the same reason they hate GameStop. Lowball offers on trades, less focus on games, but decades worth of emotional associations, memories, nostalgia. It's all being tapped into. Same thing happened with Zellers, really popular Canadian retailer, talk about it all the time. The Bay basically brought it back to life, superficially. Now the Bay has gone too, using nostalgia alone to sell. Nothing is different here. It's selling the same stuff, has the same policies, but hey, you remember, don't you? Anyway, that is it for me today. Let me know what you think. Have you noticed any patterns in your nostalgia? Is there something you revisit every summer? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and again, if you have the means, please consider supporting us. Patreon.com/PixPortraits. Read the Nostalgia Economy. As always, thank you so much for your interest in this channel, and thanks for watching. See you in the future.